Hello everyone, myself Dr. Anindya Sundar Das and I am working as Assistant Professor in Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering in Swami Vivekananda Institute of Science and Technology, Dakshin Govindapur, Kolkata. This is my lecture number 4 of the subject Control System and Implementation. In last lecture, I discussed about the block diagram reduction technique, okay, and we have solved 10 to 11 problems, okay. Now, why we need this block diagram algebra or why we need block diagram reduction techniques, that if we have a complicated control system and there are so many blocks, those are connected in series, parallel or any other fashion, okay, then what we can do, we can find out its overall transfer function of the system after reducing the all the blocks into a single one, okay. For that we have seen that output of any block is equal to input into the block gain value, which is the transfer function, okay. Then I told you about the summing point where we can add many signal or we can subtract. Takeoff point means we can take one signal value to any other block, okay. And we know what is the meaning of forward path, that is going from input to output side. Feedback path is nothing but going from output to input side, okay. Direction depends, shows the path forward or feedback, okay, feed backward. And we have studied about this block diagram rules, okay. That is for if two blocks connected in series or in cascade, okay, then the equivalent value is multiplied by the two block gain, okay. If three blocks are connected in series, then it will be multiplied by three block gain, like that way, okay. If we have two blocks connected in series and another block in between, we have a takeoff point or a summing point, then that two block are not in series or in cascade, so you have to always take care of that. So here the equivalent is nothing but g1 into g2, then we have this takeoff point and g3, okay. That part we have to always take care. Now when blocks are connected in parallel, that means starting point and end point are the same, we have to add algebraically, okay. So here it is negative plus, so g1 plus, here it is minus, so minus g2, g3 is here is plus, so plus g3, so it is adding algebraically. If we have feedback loop, it can be a positive loop with positive sign, or we can have a negative loop. If negative loop, the overall transfer function of the system should be g divided by 1 plus gh. If we have a positive feedback, g divided by 1 minus gh, okay. Then we have seen the rule number 4, that is the summing point rule, associative law. So we can interchange the summing point without any problem if in between summing point we don't have any block or takeoff point, okay. Now if we shift, we can shift the summing point before a block, okay. Then what we have to do, we have to divide by 1 by g, whatever the block before that we are shifting the summing point, okay. With that x value we have to multiply it by 1 by g, that means we have to insert a block whose value is 1 by g, okay. Because of the fact that here we don't have this x c, in that case we don't have this g term with this x, right. But here if we shift this before the block, what we can see that r plus x into g comes into picture, so we have to divide by 1 by g. Similarly, if we shift summing point after a block, okay, then what will happen, here we have g term, so if we shift after a block, x don't have g, so you have to multiply it by g, okay. Similarly, shift takeoff point before a block, okay, then here we have x equal to rg. If we take before a block, here it will be r, so we have to insert g, okay. Takeoff point, if you want to shift after a block, then it is x equal to r. If it is, you have to take from after a block, then it will be r into g, so you have to divide a block by 1 by g to get x equal to r. So these are the 8 rules that you have to remember in order to find out the equivalent block diagram or transfer function of a complicated system. Okay, for that we have these preferences. Always go for series connection. Blocks are connected series or not, then parallel, then feedback loop. Then we can look for adjusting the summing order. Then we can look for shifting summing point before after block, take shifting takeoff point before or after block, so that we can solve it easily. Now let us take another example. We have solved some 10 or 11 problem in last lecture. Let us take another example, okay, so that you will familiar with that technique once again. Now here what we can see, this two block is not connected in series because we have a summing point. This two block not in series because we have a takeoff point. Now this takeoff point we can shift here after the block. Then what will happen, these two comes in series and this one comes in parallel with that. Okay, and if you want to shift that, this point is connected to this H block, and here this block also same point is connected here, right? So we have to insert two block. One is here. If you want to shift summing point after a block, what you have to do, you have to insert a block value which is 1 divided by that block G4. Okay, this block. Here also 1 divided by G4. Right. So what we can have now, we can see this is H3 divided by G4, H2 divided by G4. Okay, the G3 G4 comes in series. Okay, that comes in feedback, negative feedback with H4. So we can find out this transfer function that comes in series with this G2. Now that comes in feedback with this particular path. Okay, and we can see that this is your common point. Okay, summing point. So these two we can add algebraically. Okay, so after just shifting this takeoff point, we are getting so many points so that we can solve it. Okay, so what we can get, G2 into G3 into G4, okay, divided by 1 plus G3 into G4 into H4. That is the part. Now this is the feedback loop. Okay, these two comes in parallel loop. Okay, so feedback we get this formula G divided by 1 plus GH. Okay, and this is not feedback. In feedback path, what we have, a parallel path. So we can find out this equivalent block. So we can add. So H2 minus G4 the minus H1. Okay, so we got this value. Okay, so after that what you have, this block comes in series with G1. Okay, so we can multiply. Now see here, G1 comes into picture. Okay, that's why we have this particular point G1 into this, and we have this total is the feedback, negative feedback. So you can use the formula G divided by 1 plus GH. If you solve that, you will get this particular transfer function. Okay, this is a simple problem. Now another problem here. Up to now we have seen how to shift the some takeoff point before and after a block to solve the problem. Now let us try to solve one problem, okay, one or two problem where we have to shift the summing point. Now what you can see, this is the summing point. If we shift that, then these two blocks comes in series. So what we can do, we can shift this summing point here. We can place it here, in this point, in this point, or in this point, anywhere, because summing point we can change the order without any problem. Okay, if you shift this summing point, what will happen here, in this we have to insert a block whose value should be 1 by G1. Okay, 1 by G1. So H2 by G1 is the block now. Now these two comes in series, that comes in parallel, feedback loop with positive feedback with H1. Okay, that's why in this formula we have minus, okay, G1 G2 divided by 1 minus G1 G2 into H1. Okay, now that comes in series with G3, so we can multiply that. Okay, that comes in series with that. Okay, then that these two comes feedback with a negative feedback with this value. These two comes in series with each other. Okay, so you have to multiply, then this will be your G. Then we can apply formula G divided by 1 plus G into H. So we will get this value, and we have this negative feedback, negative unity feedback. Okay, so we can apply the formula G divided by 1 plus G into H, and we can find out its total transfer function. Okay, so this is how we can solve this problem. Now let us solve another problem. This is very, now what we can see, this is a takeoff, there is a summing point between these two, so we can shift this, right, and between these two blocks we have a takeoff point, we can shift this. Okay, if we shift this here, we have to add a block here whose value should be 1 divided by G4, right, 1 divided by G4. If we want to shift here before a block, we have to insert a block of value 1 divided by G1. Okay, 1 divided by G1, right? According to the rule, you can look into that. So what you will get after shifting, G1, G2 comes in series, these two comes in series, and here we have two block. Okay, so that is 1 by G1 and H3 divided by G4. Okay, so these two comes in series. Now these two comes in series with that H1 with a negative loop, negative feedback. These two in series with that, this is negative feedback. And these two block comes in series with each other with that this one and a positive feedback. Okay, then your problem is solved. So using this feedback loop, G1 G2 divided by 1 plus G1 G2 H1, using this feedback loop, G1 G3 G4 multiplied series connection with that H2 negative feedback, so we will get these two, that is series, we can multiply, then we can apply the formula G divided by 1 plus GH to find out, okay, the total transfer function. So sorry, it is a positive feedback, so you have to use minus sign here. Okay, not plus, not plus, you have to use minus sign because we have positive sign. Okay, that's why I think this minus sign comes into picture. Okay, we can take care of that calculation part. Okay, this is the three example that I have taken so that you can familiarize with the how we can shift this takeoff point, takeoff point and summing point. Okay, in this third example I have shown how we can shift this takeoff point before a block, a summing point before a block, takeoff point after a block to solve this problem. Okay, so summing point, takeoff point shifting is the main criteria if the system is so much complicated. Okay, so this is the three example I have taken from the block reduction techniques, and in that case the examples are taken as CISO example. CISO, CISO means single input, okay, single output. So here we have only single input RS, single output. Okay, so we have single input, single output, right? So in the block diagram, if you look into the block diagram, what we have, a single input, single output. Okay, and we have this, all these blocks are connected. So this is the example of CISO system, single input, single output system. Okay, now if we have multiple input system, then how we can solve? Okay, using block reduction technique. That is the point now. Now this is a simple block diagram I have taken. What we have here, we have two input. We have R input, another U input. Now this U input we can consider as disturbance input also. Okay, we have seen that this is the total system. This is your plant, this is your controller. We have a feedback. Okay, we don't have any value here. That means this feedback factor is equal to 1. Gain of the feedback path is 1. Okay, and this is the disturbance that is applying from the environmental disturbance from outside of the system. So this is having a multiple input and one output. Now how we can find out its transfer function? Okay, now in this particular case, whenever we have multiple input system, okay, this is called multiple this system is can be written as multiple input single output system, MISO. Multiple input, okay, single output, okay. And we can have another system like multiple input multiple output system, MIMO. Multiple input multiple output, okay. Now this is one example of that, okay, with disturbance. It can be any other input also, doesn't matter, okay. Now if we have multiple input and single output system, what we have to do, we have to apply superposition method, okay, to find out transfer function. That means superposition method means one input we have to activate, other input we have to make zero and find out transfer function. Then activate second input, find out, make other inputs equal to 0, find out transfer function. Like that we have to find out for each input separately, taking other inputs equal to 0. Then we have to add all the transfer functions. So this is the simple technique. Okay. So let us see how we can solve that. Now in this case, say R is activated and U equal to 0. Okay. So put U equal to 0. If U equal to 0, this summer has no effect. So this is connected directly. That means overall system is R. G1, G2 comes in series. So G1, G2 multiplied. C connected with negative feedback. So the output will be what? G divided by G plus GH. G divided by 1 plus GH. Okay, so G1 into G2 into 1. This is 1. Okay, that is your transfer function. Okay, so output will be equal, this is your transfer function. Okay, C by R. Okay, so output equal to what? C equal to what? Nothing but this factor into R, that will be equal to C. So the output CR due to input R is G1 G2 divided by 1 plus G1 G2 into R. Okay, C by R equal to transfer function. So C equal to transfer function into R multiplied by R. That is the factor. Okay, which is due to R input only when U equal to 0. Now similarly you can make R equal to 0. If you make R equal to 0 here, so this part is not there, so this is not required. This is directly connected to G1. Okay, so the block diagram U G2 C G1. Okay, negative plus. This is negative here. This is plus, so it will be negative. Okay, so here it is negative means H1 we can consider as minus 1. So this is minus 1, this factor. Okay, now if we apply input, this one, this minus 1 we can multiply with this G1 block. Okay, now what is the block diagram equivalent? This is the input and this is your output, right? And this is your forward path. This is your forward path and this is your feedback path. Okay, this is your feedback path. Okay, and sign will be plus minus minus G1. Okay, so what we have from U, we have G2 connected to output, and from feedback path it will be plus 1 plus minus 1. It will be minus, function is G1. So that will be your block diagram. That is the reduced block diagram from this particular block diagram when R equal to 0. Okay, now what we can do, we can find out its transfer function. That is equal to what? G2 G1. G1 is feedback. So transfer function will be G2 divided by 1 plus G1, 1 plus G1 into G2. Okay, that is the transfer function. So C equal to what? Transfer function into U. So output due to input U, Cu equal to G2 divided by 1 plus G1 G2 into U. Right? Simple way. Now total output will be equal to what? Addition of these two. This Cr plus Cu. Okay. So Cr plus Cu. So this is your Cr. This is your Cu. Okay. So that is your total output. So from this multiple input system, we are finding the total output C, which is Cr plus Cu. Okay, we are not going to find out transfer function from that if you want to find out. So it will be very difficult to find out because R and U both inputs are there. So we cannot find out transfer function directly, but we can find out the output of the system. Okay, C output equal to what with respect to R and U input both. Now we can find out separate transfer function. Okay, when U equal to 0, what is the transfer function? When R equal to 0, what is the transfer function? Okay, so this is for multiple input system when output is single output. Now say we can have multiple input system where we have three input R, U1, U2. Okay, we have three input. This is the block diagram. So what we can do, we can take, and we have to apply superposition method. So U1, U2, 0. So if you make both are 0, so both are connected directly without no problem. So G1, G2 feedback is H1, H2. So CR equal to what? Output due to R input G1, G2 divided by 1 plus 1 minus G1, G2 into H1, H2. Why? Because here we have plus plus. So we have plus positive feedback. Okay, we have positive feedback. So here we have to consider minus sign. Now if we apply U input, R here equal to 0, U equal to 0. So H1, H2 connected directly. This is plus plus. Okay. So if you connect U, so this is your forward path. Okay. Input to output is the forward path, and this is your feedback path. Okay. So this is the block diagram now. G1 into H1, H2 with positive sign. So it is having a positive feedback. So output equal to what? C1 equal to nothing but G2 divided by 1 minus G1 G2 into H1 H2. That is your C1 due to U1. Okay. Similarly, you can go for U2. When U2 is applied, U1 equal to 0 means direct connection. R1 is also 0. Okay. So G1 G2. Okay. So this is the way this is going to this output, right? And this is your feedback. So we can see here that G1, G2 comes in series, and from this input H1 comes in series also. Okay. So from this input we have H1, G1, G2 goes to output. From output we are taking feedback to this. So this is your forward path FWP, and this is your feedback path. Okay, MPP. So forward path is G1, G2, H1, feedback path is H2, which is positive. So it is a positive feedback. So we can find out C2 due to U2 input alone. What we have? G1, G2, H1 divided by 1 minus G1, G2, H1 into H2. So we can find out by superposition what is the output. CR plus C1 plus CU, C2. So we can add all these three input output value. We can add and we can find out the overall output of the system. Okay. So this is the way we can solve uh, for multiple input single output, that is MISO system. Okay, multiple input single output system. From the block diagram, how you can find out the output or the transfer function for each input. Now let us find out uh, what will happen if we have multiple input multiple output system, MIMO, that is multiple input multiple output system. Now I have taken one simple example. We have two input, we have two output. Okay, now in this case what we have to do, we have to ignore output one of the output you have to ignore. Okay, so we have to ignore output C2 and due to R1 R2 and comparing this C1 output, we have to find out the output with respect to R1 R2 by applying superposition theorem. Okay. Then we have to ignore C1 output with R1 R2 as the input, C2 as the output. We have to find out using superposition what is the output. Then we can do the addition. Okay. So first we have to ignore the output C2. If we want to ignore the output C2, then what is the block diagram? Let us check that. R1 comes here, okay. Then it will go through this G1, okay. Then this is your output. Now C1 comes through G2, comes to this feedback path. Okay, so R1 G1 to output C1. Now let us check our C2 is not there. So R1 G1 to C1, from C1 G2 comes to G2, it comes to the point, summing point here. So R1 C1 feedback path G2 to here. At that summing point R2 input you have to apply. Okay, then the output of that summer G2 and G3 goes back to this input R1. Okay, to this summer. C2 output is not there, so we don't have to consider C2. But this way we have to go to this one. So from this summer, G3, G4 connected here. So this is the overall block diagram. Now we have to apply superposition theorem. That means R2 equal to 0. Okay, what is the value? Output we have to find out. So if we put R2 equal to 0, these two comes in series. Okay, then negative feedback. So we can write the transfer function. So here we can write C11, that is the output at C1 due to R1 alone, that is G1 divided by 1 minus this factor. We have positive feedback, that's why minus, and into R1. This is output. Okay, this is transfer function. So this factor, okay, this factor is the transfer function into R1. Okay, now if R1 equal to 0, what will happen? If we make R1 equal to 0, R2 is acting, then through this we are getting the output, and this is your feedback path. Okay, that you have to take care. Okay, so this path will have value. Okay, let me discard these lines. Okay, because I can't see this sign. Okay, so what is the point here? If R1 equal to 0, R2 is acting, then this is going through this way to output, and this is your feedback path from output to input side. Okay, so this is minus sign, you have to take care. So minus G1, G3, G4, that is the block. Okay, and output G2 is negative. Okay, so G2 is negative, so it is negative feedback. So C12 equal to what? Minus G1, G3, G4 divided by 1 minus this factor, because this is negative is here. Okay, 1 plus that factor, here it is negative, so it become negative. Okay, and with R2, that is your output C12 due to output at C1 due to R2 alone. So the C1 output will be equal to what? We have to add these two. Okay, that is your output C1. Okay, now what we can do? Now we can reduce the diagram, original block diagram, ignoring output C1. Okay, now if we ignore this output C1, if we ignore that, what will happen? From R1, G1, then G2 comes to this. Okay, this is the point, and here G4 output fed back to this. Okay, so this is the way we are getting. So what is the plot, the block diagram? Okay, let me check that. Okay, so from okay, so what we are doing here, R2, so output is C2, right? So what we can take here, that output is C2. Okay, that we have to consider. C1 we have to neglect. So R2, if we consider, it is directly to C2, right? This is going back to this point. Okay, where R1 is connected, and from that it is fed back to this input. So R2 G4 connected to output C2 directly. So R2 G4 connected to C2 directly. Okay, that is the part. Now from C2 we have G3 through G3 from C2 feedback through G3 to this block where R1 is connected. Okay, so from G3 negative feedback with R1 connected. Okay, then what we can see here, that from that summer, okay, G1 G2 in series connected to R2 summer. Okay, so from here G1 G2 connected to R2 summer with negative sign. Negative sign because of the fact that it is having negative sign. Okay, so this is the block diagram now. Now we can solve same way. R1 equal to 0. If we solve R1 equal to 0, then that C22 output will be what? G1 divided by 1 plus G1, 1 minus G1 into G2 into G3 into G4 into R2. Okay, because this is having a plus sign. Similarly, we can apply for when R1 equal to 0. Okay, now we can take R2 equal to 0. Then what we have, R1, this is going through this way to C2, and this is your feedback path. Okay, so what we have here, minus G1 G2 G4 feedback with G3 negative sign. Okay, so we can apply the formula, negative feedback plus, but here minus, so here we have this minus sign. So this is the output, final output C2. Okay, so now what we are getting, for a multiple input and multiple output system, what we have to do, we have to solve in different way. We have to take one output and find out the output with respect to the two inputs. Okay, that is one output. Then another output we have to take into consideration, make another other output equal to, you don't have to consider that, ignore the output, and we have to find out the output due to the input, two input or three input, whatever. So this is the way we can solve it, but this is the very difficult way to solve. How to, for multivariable system, it is very difficult way to solve this kind of problem. Okay, for that, in control system we have one technique that is called state space model. Okay, using that we can solve this multivariable system very easily. That is called state space model. Okay, state space model. Using that we can, or state space representation. Using that we can solve this kind of problem, multi input multi output system, easily. Okay, and this model we have to use to solve non-linear systems. Non-linear systems. Okay, so before, uh, now let us solve one simple problem. Okay, let us solve one simple problem. This is a problem from, I have taken from GATE examination. Okay, one simple problem, that this is the block diagram given. You have to find out what is the value of ys by x2s. Okay, now we can see this is a multiple input system. Okay, multiple input single output system. So what we have to take, we have to assume, or we have to apply superposition principle. Okay, so you have to find out ys by x2s. That means we have to consider that time x1 equal to 0. If x1 equal to 0, what will be the block diagram? This is your forward path. This is your forward path x2 to ys, and this is your feedback path. Okay, now here minus into plus, it will be minus. So what we will have, 1 by s. Okay, here we will have x2. Okay, here we have y, and a feedback path. Okay, whose block is s divided by s plus 1 with a negative sign, because here we have negative and here we have this positive sign, plus minus minus, where x1s equal to 0. So simple, we have to apply the rule, that is feedback. Okay, so if you want to apply that rule, what you have to write, 1 by s g divided by 1 plus 1 plus G into H. H is S divided by S plus 1. So SS cancel out. If you add these two, what you will get here, that is say 1 by S into here S plus 1, that should come at numerator, and denominator will be S plus 1 plus 1, so S plus 2. Okay, so answer is S plus 1 divided by S into S plus 2. That is your answer T. Okay, now same problem if we solve, uh, say if we want to find out, instead of x2, if we want to find out x1 of s, then what is the result? Okay, that means that time you have to make x2 equal to 0. Okay, so these two comes in series and a feedback path. So what we can write with a negative feedback. Okay, so the formula we have to write directly as s divided by s into s plus 1. Okay, divided by, this is your g now, right? S into s plus 1, g divided by 1 plus g into h equal to 1 here, so this is the factor. Okay, into 1. Now we have to add this. Okay, so it will be s, so what we will get, so it will be s divided by s into s plus 1. Okay, into this factor goes at numerator as s into s plus 1. Okay, and denominator will be here, that will be s into s plus 1 plus s, that value will be s square plus s, s square plus s plus s, so s square plus 2s, so s square plus 2s. Okay, or you can take s as a common factor, s plus 2, right? So this cancel out, s is cancel out, so answer will be s by s plus 2. Okay, let me check once again. S divided by s plus 1 plus s, that is g divided by 1 plus gh. Okay, so here it will be s square plus s plus s, s square plus 2s. Okay, that will be s into s plus 2, s into s plus 2. Okay, divided by s by this, so this comes cancel out. Okay, 1 by s, no, not s, 1 by s plus 2. Okay, so 1 by, the answer should be 1 by s plus 2. Okay, that we can find out. So this kind of question uh, you can get in some competitive exam, that we have a multiple input single output system. Okay, and we have to find out what is the transfer function. Okay, so these are the function of the block. Okay, where we have used this g1, g4, h1, h3. Okay, now those value can be represented by this kind of function. This is the transfer function of particular system. So we have a system here, some output here, input here, and this is the transfer function of that. Okay, of any physics. This is the transfer function of any physical system. Okay, now this is of first order system, s to the power 1 plus 1. This is also a first order system. Okay, and this the 1 by s, that means what? We have a pole at s equal to 0. In plot S plane, there is a pole at origin. Okay, for this system, if you plot, we have a pole at s equal to -1. Okay, so this system is stable system, but this system is marginally stable system, right? because we have a pole on imaginary axis. So this is the marginally system stable, marginally stable system. So these two are separate system. Those are connected in this fashion. We have a disturbance input, some input reference. We are taking a feedback. Then what is the transfer function? Then what is the output? Whether the output will be stable for the overall system or not. Those are the calculation that we can perform if we know the how to reduce the block diagram. Okay, so for the answer D, okay, this is the answer when your x1 is 0. If we have only x2 for this system, what we can say, the stability purpose, we have a s at 0 and pole at minus 2, two pole at 0, one pole at s equal 0 at s equal to minus 1. Okay, at s equal to minus 1 we have a 0. Okay, so this system, we can say this system is stable. Okay, though we have a pole at origin. Okay, but we can say this is a relatively stable system. Okay, so this is a stable system. That means we are getting a stable system, and we can find out its response from that. Okay, that we will cover in next lecture, not in next lecture but one of the lecture. Okay, so this is all about this uh, block diagram reduction technique for CISO system. Okay, we discussed how to reduce the block diagram of single input single output system, then multiple input single output system. This is the one of the example of that, and we have seen how to solve for multiple input multiple output system of. If we know the block diagram of this kind of systems, we can solve it and we can find out its transfer function or its output. Okay, so this is all about this block diagram reduction technique. Okay, so thank you so much. I will upload the next video on signal flow graph. Okay, that is another technique. Instead of having a block diagram, we can have a signal flow graph. Okay, from that we can find out the transfer function also. Okay, that will be the next topic. Okay, so thank you so much. See you in the next video. Thank you so much.